I have some really big news. I got a book deal. Those of you who've been watching my channel know me as an editor first and foremost, but I'm excited to announce that I'm finally taking a seat on the other side of the table as an author as well. So I wanted to make a quick video today to tell you all about the book I'm working on and how the book deal came to be. I'm still working on that novel that I mentioned that I'm starting, but the book deal is actually for a completely different project. A nonfiction book related to querying that I'm super excited about. And the inspiration for this book actually came from all of you, from comments I received throughout the years on my videos, from conversations that I've had with some of you offline. Thank you all so much for watching my videos, engaging with my content, sharing your own experiences, helping me build this incredible community, and helping this entire book come to be. So let me give you the full breakdown of how the book deal happened, what the book is all about, and I have a co-author that some of you might recognize. While I was never planning to write a nonfiction book, I realize now that the seeds for this book were planted many years ago. So to back up a little bit, I've spent the past 4 years on this channel and in my editing business focused on empowering and educating aspiring authors, especially those who are seeking to go the traditional publishing route. I previously worked at a top literary agency and on the editorial team at an imprint of Penguin Random House, and I was sick and tired of how opaque and confusing the industry was for debut authors to navigate. I saw so many authors get frustrated and discouraged by the process, and made it my mission to help more debut authors break in and see their publishing dreams realized. Once I left the publishing industry and became an independent developmental editor, I spent all my energy bringing as much writing and publishing insight to as many authors as I possibly could, which is still my goal today with this channel. And over the years, I found that many of the authors who were watching my videos or who were working with me one-on-one on an edit were getting stuck at the querying phase. They had so many questions about how to query effectively, how to find literary agents, how to write a strong query letter, how to find comparable titles, how to strategically send queries, how to make sense of literary agents' rejections, and the list goes on and on. In fact, my most watched video from my entire history on YouTube is my video on how to get a literary agent. So that brings me to how I met my co-author. Many of you who have queried, are currently querying, or who are familiar with the process know about Query Tracker, which is the publishing industry's leading database of literary agents and a software that helps you track your own queries and look up agents' statistics. I frequently recommended Query Tracker to authors and was super interested in what Query Tracker was doing. So I connected with its creator, whose name is Patrick. When we met, Patrick and I shared stories about how we'd answered countless emails from authors about aspects of querying, questions that weren't getting answered anywhere else. And we talked about how we wished there was a centralized handbook that answered all of these questions, that walked authors through the querying process from end to end, including minute details that aren't covered in other publishing resources, and modern processes that have arisen in recent years. Then we had an aha moment and realized we could be the ones to write this guidebook. It felt like a good fit because we shared the same central mission to help authors along their publishing journeys. And we realized that with Patrick's data from Query Tracker, we would be able to bring insights, statistics, and figures from millions of actual queries that would help authors query even more effectively. So that was how the idea for the book was born. But then came the hard part, writing the book proposal, which was something that neither myself nor Patrick had ever done before. As primarily a fiction editor, I'd edited proposals here and there, but wouldn't call it my main expertise area. So we turned to Jane Friedman's book proposal template and used that as our base. Our book proposal had to include a target audience, a chapter-by-chapter overview, a summary of planned marketing strategies, and everyone's favorite, comparable titles. We also landed on the title, The Modern Guide to Querying Literary Agents, Rejection to Representation in 8 Steps. Once we had the proposal in good shape, we moved on to writing the sample chapters. We chose the 3 chapters we thought were the most unique to our book and the most value-packed, and we split up the writing between us. Since we're co-authors, we wanted to make sure that the voice and tone was consistent across all of our materials. So we spent a lot of time in Google Docs using comments and the edit feature, and we hopped on calls to work through the edits in real time together. and workshop our perspectives on the content. Then, once we felt good about the proposal and the chapters, it was time to write our query letter. And yes, it was a bit surreal to be querying a book about querying, and to be querying in general when we were always used to being the ones helping other authors query. I felt pretty confident about our query letter because I've reviewed and edited hundreds of query letters throughout my career and knew what sections it should include. We pitched it as what to expect when you're expecting for querying authors. Then, for the agents who expressed interest, we hopped on calls to talk about their visions for the book and the types of publishers they were interested in submitting it to. We ultimately signed with Jill Marcel of Marcel Lyon Literary Agency and worked through some edits to the proposal with her. Then she submitted the proposal to publishers. Some passed, some expressed interest, and we spoke with Matt Holt of Matt Holt Books. We really liked his publishing approach and his enthusiasm for the book, and his team is part of Ben Bella, which is an independent publisher focused on nonfiction and known for being very author-centric. We ultimately signed with Matt Holt Books, and here is the Publishers Marketplace announcement that just went out. Query Tracker creator Patrick McDonald and developmental editor Alyssa Matesic's The Modern Guide to Querying Literary Agents, Rejection to Representation in 8 Steps. A handbook demystifying the process of selecting agents, sending queries, and interacting with agents throughout the querying journey, featuring never-before-seen statistics compiled from millions of real queries. To Matthew Holt at Matt Holt Books, by Jill Marcel at Marcel Lyon Literary Agency. With nonfiction, it's typical to sign a book deal on a proposal and sample chapters, so it means that now is the time for us to sit down and finish writing the complete manuscript. Then we'll go through the editorial process with the Matt Holt team and begin production. So the book won't be out for a while yet, but I'll certainly keep you posted on all of our progress and let you know when it's available to pre-order. I truly can't wait to bring this resource to you. And because we're truly writing this book for you, if you're a querying author, please drop me a comment letting me know what you absolutely want to see included. All of the burning questions that you aren't getting answered elsewhere. I promise no question is too small, too nitty-gritty, or too stupid. We want to do everything we can to ease all the pain points throughout the querying process, so please let us know what you think would be helpful. So that's my big news. Otherwise, it'll still be business as usual for me. I'll still be posting weekly YouTube videos and still accepting new clients for my editing business. So I'm not going anywhere and you'll definitely see me around. Though I guess I better go get writing now. Thanks so much again. See you.